Congratulations, your organization has chosen Squadify to boost its team performance. I'm Dan Hammond, I'm the product owner at Squadify, and in this short recording, I'm going to talk you through the platform, an introduction to it, and then give you the next steps to get started. So let's look at Squadify itself, but first, let's take a look at teams today. They're increasingly essential in delivering outcomes in today's organizations. This is because the complexity, the multitude of stakeholders with different perspectives, and the rate of change is so fast that really the only way to take action is to bring people together to do so. However, research tells us that almost 6 out of 10 teams are dysfunctional, but also that a star team beats a team of stars. That means it's the uniting of people that's going to make the difference. And despite the focus on individual talent, it's actually how that talent is combined to deliver outcomes that's important. Finally, in these days of the COVID pandemic, we know that workplace loneliness is on the rise, as are other mental health issues in the workplace. So this is a great time to bring people together. It's a great time to Squadify your team. Squadify is a platform that operates on the cloud. What it delivers is that it helps to bring the team together as a unit, not as individual players. Everyone answers questions about the conditions in the team, so everyone has a say. Then it delivers practical and understandable insights so that you can actually take action on the things that need closing, the gaps that need closing. Finally, it does create a star team because it brings everyone together with a common language so that you can improve your work together. Squadify will improve performance for any team. It's not a remedial tool. High-performing teams are using it to continually stay on top of their game. What's it based on? Well, it's built around these conditions for team success, called the 3 Cs. We have 25 years of research globally on this, and over 10,000 leaders have used the 3 Cs in order to build conditions for themselves and others. Those 3 conditions are clarity, climate, and competence. Clarity is all about the direction of the team. What are we trying to achieve? Why is it important? How will we know when we get there? Who's going to do what? So really getting that in place is the first task of the team. But the other 2 conditions are really important to actually make things work. The first is climate. It's like the environment in which the team members operate. So this can include the hard stuff like what resources do I have? What systems am I working with? What structure do I operate in? But also the really important soft stuff like the culture that I live in or the external relationships that I have with stakeholders. Finally, the individuals of the team and their competence. Yes, the leader's example is important, but also for everyone, the skills and knowledge that they have, and crucially, the behaviors and attitudes that they have as they operate in the team. These 3 conditions are a really good shorthand for anyone in a team, either to set where they want to go with the team or to diagnose any issues that they see. Inside the questions, if we double click on the tool a little bit and look into the questions, you may be interested to know that it's based on the latest research on teams themselves. So you can see some of the pieces of research there, and some of them will jump out at you. For example, Google's Project Aristotle was a huge data-driven project to look at high-performing teams inside their own organization. All of this thinking has been brought into the tool, so you can really rely on it to be taking a broad view of team performance. London School of Economics has also taken a look at Squadify, so just looking specifically at the tool and the outcome, and they discovered 3 things. First of all, yes, those conditions for success matter, so clarity, climate, and competence are all related to performance. They also validated this idea of a star team beating a team of stars, and specifically found that clarity and climate were the strongest drivers of team performance, whereas competence was less so. So it's much more about building that glue in the team than really focusing on individual capability. However, even though that's important in teams, it's how they work together that's important. Finally, and this is a great insight that you'll gather from Squadify, and a great benefit you'll have from it. Squads that don't align don't perform. What that means is that if you all have different views on how the team is performing in the team, then you're unlikely to be able to correct those things or work on them. And so you will continue to perform badly. So even getting on the same page as each other on what's going well and what isn't is a performance indicator. And that's exactly what Squadify will do for you. So does it work? Yes, we're pleased to say it does. You can expect actual performance increases. And here are a few examples of where Squadify has helped teams to deliver new outcomes and turnarounds. And at the bottom there, you can see some of the global companies that use Squadify in their work. So that is the introduction. Let's talk about how you can get started with Squadify. So the first thing to note is that Squadify is all about a continuous cycle. So it's not a single snapshot and forget about it. You're going to be continually using Squadify to run your team on effectively. So the process is really simple. You launch your Squadify. We'll talk about that in a minute. You get a report. Everyone gets a report in the team online, and you can drill down to more data. Then you digest the insights, really get a real understanding, and you can get some support from a Squadify practitioner to do that. Then you build a plan together for the team. What are you going to do to actually shift some of those markers that you would like to shift? You go ahead and execute, you plan to retest, and then you actually launch another Squadify. And this cycle, it can vary. It's completely up to the team, but it will tend to take about a quarter of a year, 3 months to go through that. The license of Squadify allows you to use it as many times as you like, so you can up that frequency if you really want to do so. So what's going to happen now? First of all, you're going to receive an email from Squadify. Look out for that, and it'll allow you to click through to complete a 10-minute survey. It can take even less when you get used to the questions. You can do this on any platform, so just on your phone, on a tablet, or your PC is fine. Once that's complete, the team leader will initially receive their report, and they can easily, with the press of a button, share that with the rest of the team. This is really at the heart of Squadify. This isn't something that team leaders keep for themselves. It's the team's data, and everyone shares it in a really equal way, and everyone's had a say, so that you can then all work together on the solutions. And to that end, the fourth step will be that the team leader will be, first of all, debriefed on the report by a Squadify practitioner, so they deeply understand it. And then the fifth and final step is that there will be a team session where everyone will get to review the report. You'll be able to ask questions of the Squadify practitioner. You will together identify focus areas, and actually in that session, you'll develop some key skills for that next stage. So quite a few of the conditions are helped actually to close those gaps. It helps if you may have some new skills to do so as a team and building that common language. So that's the fifth and final step before you go around go and execute, and then go around that loop again to see how you're progressing. Squadify also provides a trend report. So over time, you'll be able to see your progress visually. If you would like any further information on Squadify, there are a couple of sources. You can go to squadify.net, where you'll find examples of reports. You can find a case study there and so on. And then finally, the Squadify Global YouTube channel has a lot of useful videos on it. So do the search there, and you'll find some things which I hope will help you. Thank you so much for listening, and enjoy your journey with Squadify.